All right, everybody. Welcome back. If it's your first time here, thanks for watching. We're going to get into some smoke placement tutorials, okay? This time we're going to be going to dust. Now, nobody likes dust. Well, I like dust, but a lot of people don't like dust because the sniper factor. It's a big, wide open map. If one team gets a hold of, some ops, um, you can pretty much decimate the other team, especially if the CTs get them, because they don't have to go anywhere, and you have to get to them. But with the right knowledge, you can really mess them up. So we're going to go what we always go. Go up here to play. We're going to make sure we go from matchmaking to practice, and then over here to casual. Going to go over to the left side here and make sure our grenade camera's on, our infinite ammo's on, our infinite warm-up's on, blah, blah, blah. That way, the infinite warm-up keeps us from actually starting a practice match, which has bots and all that crap. The infinite ammo is self-explanatory, and the grenade camera shows us where our grenades are going to land, so we don't have to run around and look for them after we throw them. So, once this loads in here, we're going to do what we always do with these tutorial videos, and we're going to start on the terrorist side. Now, the reason I always start on the terrorist side, I think that smokes for the T side, they're the most important, okay? And almost all of your premier maps, they're all bomb maps, okay? You're not going to have any hostage maps, at least not right now, 2024 in November. So, you have an objective that you have to get to, and you have to push to get to that objective. The CTs, they don't have to go anywhere. They can get to that site, and they can sit, and they can hold it. So you need to push and get where you need to go. So having smoke grenades is a really awesome way of getting distance without them knowing where you're going, and that's the key ingredient. If you ever want to know, now I'm not a pro, okay, but in any scenario, if you're trying to get somewhere, you don't want people to know where you're going. You want the other team going, hey, where am I going? Where are they at? Well, I don't know if anybody's over here. I can't see them over there. Where are they? You want them questioning where you're at all times. So, the first smoke we're going to go over is the infamous somebody smoke mid, let's go cat. Cool. That's always cool to do. And you can smoke mid no matter what you do. You can come over here. You can just throw a grenade up in the air somewhere. And because it funnels down there, you'll get a smoke down there between the double doors. But the problem with landing down here anywhere is this gap right here. Okay? So as you're running cat, boom, you got an op in your face, something like that. And I'll show you from the other side before it fades, hopefully. You've got a lot of room to get somebody here. You can get them as they come around the corner. You can get them all the way up there. We don't want that. What we want is we want a smoke that will block off that entire door opening so that we can rush cat, or we can rush, lower tons, or we can push mid and group. We can do whatever we want without being seen. One of the most important things with throwing smokes is getting your character into a point where movement, you can't be screwed up by movement. So I always try to find a spot where you can't really screw it up. So this mid smoke is going to be where you're going to come over here. Okay, I'll show you where this is at. You're going to come over here to this little doorway, and you're going to lock yourself in this forward corner. Okay, you want to be up here. You don't, because you can come back a little bit. You don't want to be back here. You want to be up here. And this is going to be a jump smoke. So you're not going to push forward. You're not going to strafe. You're just going to jump and smoke. And this one's a little tough to do, but with a little bit of practice, you can nail it really fast. So there's this wire box. You can see the wire coming out of here. We want to be to the left side of this wire box, okay? And then we want to push our mouse straight up until we hit this little black lip, which I think is just a piece of metal on top of this building here. So you're going to lock it right there on the corner, go straight up until you hit that black, and then you're going to jump smoke. Now, what that's going to do, if you nailed it, it's going to bounce once, and it's going to land right on the edge of that crate. Xbox, I think, is what it used to be called. But, as you can see, no matter where you go or what you do, this whole area is closed off, okay? They can't see nothing. No matter where you go, you can jump, you can do whatever you want. That is a smoke placement there that's going to hide your mid movements, period. Okay, no matter what you do, you are clear. Now, if you're running, they're going to hear your footsteps. You're not hidden. But, you know, if you're watching your little circle up in your mini-map and start walking at the appropriate time, or you can double smoke it. So you can smoke it right off the bat. You can come over here, follow it straight up, get here, drop the smoke, and then have somebody drop you a smoke in your spot. They start walking. You count to 5, 3, 4, 5, drop another smoke, and now your whole area is smoked off, but you're double smoked, which means you can start walking right here. And as that first smoke fades, that second smoke will still be there, and you can literally walk your way. And look, right here, no cat to lower, hides your lower, okay? You can walk up here. They're freaking out. They're thinking that you're running to B. They probably got somebody over here, which is fine. But if you double smoke it like that, okay, give it 5 seconds from the first time you launched it, you'll have enough time to walk from the top of mid all the way over here. And as long as you're not stacked on top of each other, that should give you a pretty good placement. So, it's a little tougher than most because you don't have like an exact point that you can aim at. But as long as you're, you know, in that general area, you can't, it's kind of hard to screw up. If your crosshair is too big and it's hiding it, make it smaller. So, we've spawned, doesn't matter where we spawn, we got our smoke grenade, we tuck ourselves up in this forward corner by pushing up and strafing right. Find the side of that box, go straight up to that line, and jump throw. And it's going to bounce up on top of that crate. Boom. And it's almost impossible to mess that up. Now, I'll show you, we showed you from the cat side, we'll show you from the lower side. Let's say you got someone down here that snuck in, they're trying to get you at cat. Guess what? They can't see nothing. Okay, so you're hidden right there. You can jump up here and box if you wanted to, and wait. So you're good to go. So that's the number one smoke. The regular mid smoke is cool. The Xbox mid smoke is where it's at. So now that we've covered that one, let's go ahead and cover our long A smoke. Now, our long A smoke is going to be for when everybody's trying to push long. Let's say that you've won a couple rounds, they don't have enough money for long rifles, so you've got the distance advantage and you want to push. We're going to drop a smoke right here. Okay, because it's very easy for them to get, and they'll like to, you know, they'll like to push here. They'll like to get around this corner and wait, you know, and this is how I play. So I know that's where a lot of people go. Sometimes they'll run over here, but along with flashing, putting a smoke on that corner can get your whole team out that door. So what we're gonna do is, this one's a little more difficult. It's still it's freeing because it's not so precise. But you're gonna run over to this corner right here where the wall meets this railing. You're gonna run over here, okay, and then you're gonna put your cursor on this pipe that sticks out to the left and jump throw. Now, if you watch, you don't want to land it on that awning, because if you land it on that awning, then you're not. There's a gap right here. But now your corner is smoked, and you have all this distance. You and your whole team, you can crouch down. You can get in here. You can get down in pit. You can put your whole team in pit, wait 10 seconds, and then rush up A. You know, it leaves you a little bit open here for the car, but, you know, if you can get that smoke... Well, that was a crappy smoke. If you can get that smoke right there to where you kill their view from A until you can get here, guess what? You can throw smokes all over the map in cover. You know what I mean? So that just helps you get outside of A. Now, you can always carry your smokes with you, drop them as you go, whatever you want, but this is the name of the game, is to try to get a smoke down before they can get to it to conceal. Okay? The next smoke we're going to talk about is what I call B doors. Now, sometimes I'll call it the gate, sometimes I'll call it whatever. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to drop a smoke right here. Now, there's another smoke for window. You know, window is smoking window. I guess in some instances can be important, but it's a very tiny gap, and it's somewhere they have to jump up to get to. So I don't feel it's like super necessary to get it there. You can, some people practice it. It's a good smoke to have, I guess, if you've got someone that can do it. But so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to come over here to this corner. As everybody else is starting to go this way, they'll probably start walking right around here, or if they're going to rush, they're going to rush in. You're going to get here. You're going to find the broken whatever that is, and you're going to put it right where this little, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little orange dot right there. And then you're just going to jump throw. And sometimes you have to tweak this a little bit depending on where it's at, but a lot of times if you put it right there, it'll bounce and it'll get right there, and that's going to cover that door section. And you can put it a little bit to the right of that dot and get it right in between the doors, but if you smoked it, oh, that didn't smoke at all. Look at me go. That's all right. We're going to tweak it a little bit. Not all of these, as you can tell, not all of these are going to land perfect every time. I don't care how often you practice them. I've been doing these smokes for forever. But it's also, once again, like for me, it's just like muscle memory. I just come up and throw it, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So we'll just go right to the right of that little dot right there with a little, there's like a little dip that I don't know if you can see right there. And we'll jump throw again, and we'll see if that should land right in between the doors. Oh, yeah, right there at the face of the door. So a little bit to that side, and that's going to land right in front of the doors. You can tweak it to your needs. Like I said, you're also trying to run up and do these things as fast as humanly possible. So they're not always going to land perfect unless you're taking your time, and on the T side, you're not usually taking your time. So I usually get pretty lucky with these. Sometimes I get crappy with them. Sometimes they'll land on top of the roof. Sometimes I'll throw it before I jump. You know, it all depends, but you try to run up here, you practice, you get your dot, you go a little bit off, you jump and you throw, pull your knife out, and you're on your way. But see how that landed on top of the roof? That's insane. So they don't, this one's tough. You definitely, I think the key ingredient is to be below, to be below the lip here. You don't want to be above it. You want to be next to the orange dot and directly below, just like right next to it. Let's watch it and see what happens. Yeah. So, you know, give it some practice, give it some time. If your crosshair is big or it's getting in your way, you can change it. So those are my 3 most important A smokes. Now, if you want to smoke off the entire long, you can come over here to the pipe. You can hit this one. Okay. And then you can get your buddy to drop another one for you. That one sucked, but see what I mean? Sometimes they land wrong. But you can come over here to the side of the pipe as well, and you can drop that one, and that should bounce right over to the side, and it should cover the center of long. So if you drop 2, now you've got the A smoke there for that side, but you've also got one out in the middle, so you've basically covered all of A. Now, you're doing this while your buddies are running in here, so now you've got this whole thing. So small tweaks, and you can get that one set up. So there are a couple from the CT side. You know, once again, not so important because the T side, you know, they're going to be rushing. My favorite, though, is just to mess with people. I don't think it helps at all because they're going to push the smoke. But if you stick yourself right in this corner and bring your crosshair right up here, you'll see some like cutouts, like some rust holes here. There's a rust hole right up against the crack of this window, right there. Okay, it's hard to remember while you're playing, but there's 2 sets. It'll be to the right. Now, if you jump throw this, it'll drop the smoke right next to the taxi area. So if you're trying to rush CT, check this out. And they've got an op set up here trying to hide behind taxi or something like that, you can smoke them out. But you do have to be, your timing has to be right on, because you don't want the smoke to pop before your people start going through the door, but you don't want it to pop directly afterwards. So communication's key. So you got guys that are outside the A doors, they don't hear anything, right? Maybe someone saw an op or something like that, and you go, okay, smoke's out, and then you're gonna run 2, 3, 4, and then you're gonna go, all right, guys, get ready and rush when the smoke pops. Smoke pops. Now he's inside a smoke bubble. He can't see anything. You come in, light him up with a grenade, whatever you gotta do. So that's one of my favorites there, to smoke taxi, and it's pretty easy. So, you know, you can smoke cat and stuff like that, but getting to cat is so fast if you box jump it. I don't really see a need to smoke it, and plus, chances are the T side's already going to have a smoke down here. So, you know, they're going to be smoking along with your smoke. Getting to B, you're not going to need to smoke there. You're going to want to flash there. So, this is the only one that I can really say from spawn that you can get to during a rush. It's going to help your team a lot right there, because it's every time. I mean, that one's so hard to mess up. All you have to do is jam yourself in the corner, look at the rust hole. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope some of these tactics help you out. I hope that I see some of them. I really do, because some of these are basic, some of them are not basic, some of them are unique to me, ones that I found doing my own little thing here. So it'd be really cool for me to be set up out here behind taxi one day, with an op waiting for someone to go and a smoke drops on top of me. That'd be really neat. So, alright, trying to think if there's any other smokes in here that you can do. That pretty much covers it. For the T side, CT side, you really don't need them because the T side's already going to smoke them. So, this is by far my favorite, and it helps so much. People don't realize how much it helps for the rush. So, alright, so thanks for watching. If you liked it, subscribe. I'll continue putting these little tips and tricks out. By no means am I a professional CS player, you know, but I do play, and I do have some cool tips and tricks. So, hope y'all enjoyed. We'll see you next time.